welcome back to my class. So in the previous class we started about with a new module, that is a basic processing unit, isn't it? So what you will be going to learn in this unit is that how the instruction is being organized and how the instruction formats or the complete sequence of the instruction, how it will be decoded and how the execution will be carried out. So the basic execution instructions that you will be going to follow in the every instruction is, that is the 4 types of operations that you will be going to follow. The very first is your register transfer, and the second one is arithmetic performing ALU, and the next is your fetching a word, and the last is your storing the word into an memory. So these are the 4 basic type of operations that you will be going to execute in the processor, or the processor will going to execute. These are the 4 basic types of instructions or basic types of operation that your processor will be carrying out. And also you look down to the processor bus and the memory bus, how it will be coordinating each other for transfer of instructions or for transfer of the contents between the registers. So for that purpose I wrote up a diagram and I explained. For that you will be using 3 general purpose registers, that is Z, Y and X, isn't it? So based on these 3 registers you will be using, these are the 3 temporary registers which you will be making use of it to store the contents or to transfer the contents or the information from one register to another register. And also you looked upon how the basic organizations will be made to transfer the content from one register to another. Fine. So and also we had discussed about the 2 basic operations. The very first is your register transfer, and also how to perform the arithmetic and logical operations which will be sent in your instruction. So these are the 2 operations which you have already known, and today in today's class we will be going to learn how to fetch an word from a memory or how to fetch an instruction from a memory. That is, for fetching you will be always carrying out the read operation, isn't it? For fetching means I need to read the contents from my memory location. So to read a contents or to fetch a content from a memory location, the signal which I need to initiate is an read signal. As well as to write an word to a memory or to write a data to a memory location, that is, it's nothing but a storing the data to a memory location. To store a data to a memory location means obviously I need to carry out the write operation. So whatever the address which is being sent by my processor, to that particular address I will be going and storing, or I will be going and writing the data which is been sent in my MDR register. Fine. So we shall look upon how these 2 operations will be carried out, that is your fetching an instruction or fetching a word from a memory and also storing a word to a memory location. Fine. So fetching a word to a memory location. So, how this fetching a word from a memory gets operated? To fetch any word from a memory location means the processor has to specify the address of the memory location where the word is being stored and where I need to issue the read control signal. So, firstly it will be loading the address to an MAR register. So, we are using two registers, that is your MAR as well as your MDR. You are already known or familiar with these two registers, whereas MAR will always be used to store the address of the memory location, whereas MDR register will always be responsible to store the data or the contents or the informations where the addressed location is been holding it. Fine. So, now initially to fetch an instruction, the processor will be sending the address of the memory location. So, this address of the memory location first initially will be stored to MAR. So, the output of the MAR will be connected to the memory bus. So, the address lines of your memory bus, once the MAR will be issued by the processor, again it will be sending this address to the address lines of your memory bus. Fine. So, now the memory bus, when the address is being initiated, it will be initiating or it will be sending that it requires the read operation and the processor will be waiting. So, this MAR is being loaded from the processor, isn't it? So, this might be your memory. Consider. So, when the processor is being loaded the MAR register with the address where it need to specify or where it need to fetch an instruction or the operand, so that will be loaded into MAR. The output of MAR will be gets connected to the address lines of your memory bus. From the memory bus, as soon as the address line is being connected, it will be insisting that it requires the read operation. So, until then the the processor will be waiting until the N indications of your requested read operation is being completed. So, now I have requested the addressed location to perform the read operation. So, until then the processor will be waiting for the response from your memory. So, this response you will be calling it as MFC. So, what do you mean by MFC? MFC is nothing but memory function complete. So, whatever the memory locations which is been sent by the MAR register, so I have initiated the read operation. So, my processor will be waiting until my memory function, that is whatever the read operation which I have been sent, until that operation will be gets completed, the processor will be waiting. So, this signal you will be calling it as WMFC. W means wait for your memory function complete. Once the memory function is being completed, the data will be placed back to your MDR. From MDR, the CPU will be transferred to an requested or the desired register. So, the processor then transfers the contents which is being stored back to your MDR, whatever the contents which is being stored in the desired location of your MAR in your memory. So, that contents will be loaded back to your MDR register. From MDR, you can transfer that data to any of the registers whichever you are wish to perform in your operation. So, this is how, or this is the operation that you will be carrying out to fetch an instruction or to fetch a word from your memory location. Fine, understood how you will be carrying out a fetching a word from your memory location. So, let us look upon a simple example how this operation is being carried out in this particular instruction. So, as I already told, whatever the steps I had been explained now, the same steps or same procedure you will be carrying out to perform the desired operation which is been specified in your instruction. Fine. For an example, so I have given a simple instruction called as move R1 comma R2. So what it has been specifying in the instruction? So I need to move the contents of R1 to the register R2. Isn't it? So very first step what I need to place or what I need to do is I need to transfer the address of that particular register to my MAR. So very first step what I have been written here is R1 I will be moving the contents to my MAR. So whatever the address of your R1 register, I am moving into my MAR register. So that is memory address register. So the particular address of this register is moved into MAR, and I will be requesting for what? I will be requesting for an read operation. Why? Because I need to fetch a word. If I need to store a word means I would have requested for an write operation. Now I am performing the fetching. So I will be requesting for an start a memory read operation. So the desired address which I have been specified here, to this addressed location I will be requesting the read operation, and what I will be doing until then my processor, I will be waiting until my read operation gets completed. So wait for MFC. MFC is nothing but memory function complete. So I will be waiting for my memory function complete. Once the operation of reading is being completed, next after that, after reading that contents of the desired location which is being specified in my MAR, I will be moving that contents to my MDR register. So MDR is nothing but your memory data register. Now from MDR, as in the instruction it is been specified as what? I need to move the contents of R1 to R2. So now I need to move these contents to my R2 register. So I will be transferring whatever the data have been stored in MDR to my R2 register. Fine, understood? This is how the operation of fetching a word from a memory location gets operated. Fine, understood? So now we shall look upon how the connections will be gets connected between your processor bus and your memory bus. So when I initiate with an address and I have a request for read operation and I will be waiting for MFC. After my MFC is completed, I will be storing the data into MDR. From MDR I will be storing back to my desired register. So these are all the things I need to carry out between my memory bus and processor bus. So there is a simple diagram how the connections will be done between your processor bus and memory bus. So we shall look upon that. So whatever the timing signals or the circuit which I have been written, and also the previously I have written the 5 steps of procedure or 5 steps that is been required to fetch a word from a memory. Instead of that I can write it up in a 3 steps also. So how I can reduce the number of steps is, So this is how I reduced my 5 steps into 3 steps. So this is my internal processor bus and the external memory bus. So whatever the request I will be sending by my processor, so that will be gets connected to your MDR and I will be transferring it to my external memory bus. So fine. So whatever the gating here, gating is been written here, I have written it as MDR out and MDR out and MDR in E. So why I have been specified it is as an E? Because it is an external bus with respect to my processor. Why? Because processor is my internal bus and I will be considering now my memory as an external bus. So I will be specifying it as E. So when I write up in my instruction sequence, so that I do not get confused with my internal bus as well my external bus. So I will be specifying internal bus with an as an in and out, and as in external bus I will be specifying it as in and out with respect to an E letter. Fine. So same operations, that whatever the instruction which I have been given is your move R1 comma R2, isn't it? So to my R1 comma R2, what the instruction has been stating here? So I need to move the contents of my R1 register to my R2 register. So what I need to do? First I need to move, or I need to send the address of the R1 register. So I am sending it out R1 out. So why? Because I am sending the address of it. Where I will be loading it here? To my MAR register. So that is your memory address register. So I will be loading there. So I am specifying the signal as in. So next what I will be requesting? I will be requesting for read operation. What I need to read out? I need to read the contents which is being stored in my MAR. So what is there in MAR? The contents of the R1 register. Fine. So I will be requesting for read operation, so that after till where I will be waiting? So I will be waiting until my MFC gets completed. So wait MFC. WMFC is nothing but your wait MFC, wait memory function complete. So I will be waiting until my memory function will get completed. After completing, so that is after reading the contents which is been stored in MAR, what I will be doing the next step? So I will be moving that contents which I have been fetched or which I have been read it out. I will be moving it into my MDR. So why I have been stored here it as MDR in E, that is your external memory bus. From MDR in, now I have been stored to MDR in, that is your memory bus. From now what I will be doing? Again I will be storing that data. So I have transferred MDR in. So I have been stored to my MDR register from my memory bus. So this is MDR in E. So this with respect to your external memory bus. From the memory I have read the content and I have stored, or I have sent through my MDR in E to my MDR register. Now whatever the data have been stored here, I need to transfer to my MDR out. That is my internal processor bus. So MDR out, from MDR out I will be storing the contents to my desired register. Now the desired register here is R2. Fine. Now I will be storing the contents which is been read in stored in MDR out to R2 in. So this is how I will be writing the sequence of instructions to fetch a word from a memory location. Fine. This is all about the third type of operations that you will be basically carrying out in your instruction set, that is your fetching a word from the memory location. Fine. So now let's look upon the next type of instruction that you will be going to perform, that is an storing a word to a memory location. The same procedure whatever you followed in fetching operation, the same things you will be carrying out in your storing operation also. But the difference here is, here you have initiated with the read operation, but in storing you will be initiating up with my write operation. Fine. So one thing you need to know out in your fetching a word from a memory. So the timing diagram to fetch a word from a memory will also be shown. So that will be depicted like this as I shown in the picture here. So what you will be able to visible is the clock will be set it for to check out the how many clock cycles is being required to perform the corresponding read operation. Next you will be having an MAR in. So as soon as the address is being loaded into MAR, so at that same time the read signal is also being initiated. So you can have a look there. So whenever your MAR in is being gets activated, the same time your clock cycle, the read signal is also gets activated. So next what you will be doing, after that you will be having the after completing for the memory function complete, you will be storing the data into MDR in E. E is nothing but your external memory bus, and the data will be loaded at the clock cycle 2. So MFC is nothing but your memory function complete, and in the last line you can observe that the MDR out is nothing but you are removing the contents from the MDR register and you will be storing into the register R2. Fine. So this is what about the timing of your memory read operation. So when you perform your read operation, how the timing diagram will be looked on, so you can observe in this diagram. Fine. So the next is your fetching a word, storing a word to your memory location. So as I already told, the same instructions you will be following for your fetching as well as your storing operation. So now let's look upon with a simple example, whatever the things which is been given here, whatever the address I need to store the contents, that will be stored in the register R1, and whatever the data I need to be placed out, that will be stored in the register R2. So what I need to do here, I need to fetch the address which is been stored in my register R1, and I need to move that contents to my that data which is been present in my R2 register. So that I need to store it to my send it to my MDR, and I need to perform with my write operation. So let's look upon how it is being going to follow out. So thine will be what, transferring the address of the desired memory location to whichever the memory location I need to store the data, or I need to perform my write operation. So that address is being stored in R1 register. So I have specified it as R1 out. Fine. So I will be sending these R1 out to my MAR in. What will be present in MAR? That is MAR, memory address register. It will be holding the address of the memory location where I need to store the data. So next step, what I will be doing it out. So my R2 register will be having the data whatever I need to transfer to my memory location. R1 register will be having the address to which memory location I need to store, and R2 register will be having the data to that location which I need to write it out. So I will be transferring the contents of R2 to my MDR. Why? Because R1 is having address, so I have transferred to MAR. R2 is having data, so I have transferring that to my MDR. So R2 out and MDR in. So MDR in means I loaded all my data to my memory data register, and I am requesting for what operation? Now I am requesting for my write operation. So obviously I need to specify the write operation itself. Why? Because I am storing the data to my memory location, and I am requesting for write operation. As soon as I begin up with my write operation, to how much time I need to wait it out? Until all my contents which I had stored in my R2 is, or in my MDR, is been loaded to that addressed location. So I will be waiting until my write operation gets completed. So WMFC. So once the write operation is completed, that is MDR out E. So MDR out E, that is I will be loading all the contents from my MDR to the desired location, and I will be waiting for my memory function complete. So this will be completing my storing the data to an particular memory location. Fine. So I have stored an address in one register, and I have carrying out the data in one register. So I have stored to MER and MDR with respect to registers, and I initiated the write operation, and I am transferring from MDR to that particular location, and I will be waiting until that operation gets over. Fine. This is what I will be carrying out in my storing a word to my particular memory location. Fine. Now I get to know all the operations how I will be carrying out. That is to transfer the registers, that is register transfers, and how I can perform the ALU arithmetic and logical operations, and how I can fetch a word from a memory location, and also how I can store a word to a particular memory location. So from these four basic operations, now I will be able to write up the complete sequence of instructions. That is, a complete sequence of instructions will be having of two phases. So very first phase is fetching phase, and the next phase is your execution phase. So how these fetching steps will be followed out and how the execution steps will be followed out, we shall know how to write both these phases and how to make a complete sequence of our instruction. Fine. This is the execution of your complete instruction. So whatever the basic operations you have studied bit by bit, so now I can write it up into a complete sequence of your program. Fine. So this is the execution of your complete instruction. So as I already told, the execution will be of two phases. Complete instruction will be of two phases. That will be your fetching phase and your execution phase. So the first three steps will be having your fetching phase, and the next three steps will be your execution phase. Fine. So what happens? So now let's take an example, and then we can know how the instruction sequence has been moving on. So here I have taken an example of add R3, R1. So what the instruction is been stating here, I need to add the contents of R3 and the contents of R1, and I need to store back the result to my R1 register. So this is what my instruction has been stating or specifying to do the operation. So now very first is I need to carry out, or I need to fetch that instruction. So fetching will always be initiating with the read operation. Now itself we had discussed how to fetch an word from a memory location. So very first is to fetch an instruction, always I will be loading the contents of my PC. So the contents of the PC will be loaded into my MER. So I will be loading the contents of PC, that is PC out, to my MER register, that is MER in. So now I will be initiating with my read operation, and the select signal is being set to 4. So you should recall in the previous class we had discussed about the organization of your memory bus or the processor bus, where I will be using up with the MUX and ALU. and also I had used up with the register Z and Y. So that based on that temporary register itself, I was moving or transferring the contents from one register to another register. Fine. So now I will be setting using the select signal will be set to select 4. Why? Because to select the constant 4 of your mux. So why this been used? To increment my PC to fetch the next instruction. So constant 4 will be added to a mux value, which will be fed as an input A to my ALU. So that my PC will get incremented. So that I had been performing the add operation, and I will be storing it my temporary register called as Z. So I have stored it in my temporary register Z in. Fine. So now I will be moving that contents or that result Z out to PC in to update the or to fetch the next instruction, and I am also using another temporary register Y in. So why this Y in is being used? To save the address of the PC for your branch target address. I need to save the address of the PC for further, if I carry out with my branch address or branch target address, means I need to save up with the PC address. So I will be using another temporary register called as Y. I will be moving that contents to my Y register. So the signal here is Y in. So next I will be requesting for my memory function complete. So that whatever the contents or whatever the instruction I need to be fetched, that I will be initiating. Afterwards I will be transferring that contents to my MDR out. The after memory function is being completed, so I will be transferring it to my MDR register in E. That is, E means it is an external memory bus. In the previous diagram we had told you that is external memory bus and internal processor bus. Now I will be storing it to my MDR out in E. Now in the next clock cycle I am transferring that data from MDR out to my instruction register, where actual interpretations of the data will takes place. You have already known actually the execution will be takes place in your IR register. So that is, this completes the fetching an instruction from your memory location. So I have fetched the complete instruction. Now the actual execution of my instruction I need to carry out. So how the execution of my instruction will be carried out? So the further steps will be here will be the executing this instruction. So what the instruction is been stating here now, I need to add the contents of R3 and R1, and I need to store back into my R1 register. So that will be carried out. So I will be moving the contents of R3 register. So that is why my out signal is being specified here, R3 out and MAR in. So I will be loading the contents, or I will be loading the address of the particular register into my addressed register, memory address register, and I will be initiating the read operation. Why? Because I need to fetch the contents of R3. So I will be initiating the read operation, and I will be waiting until my read operation is been completed. So that is MFC. Until I will be waiting, I will be loading the contents of R1 register to my YIN, that is your temporary register, so that I can perform the both the contents to perform the addition operation. Now I will be storing that. So the data is being provided by the memory bus, so that will be fed to the ALU input. So the MDR out and select Y. So Y, whatever the signal contents which was been placed in Y register, that is the contents of R1, and MDR will be having the MDR out is been having of the contents of R3. So this will be fed to an ALU input, that is A and B input, and I will be performing the addition operation. So why? Because I will be performing, the instruction is being specified to perform the addition operation, and the result will be stored in my Z in register. So from Z in register, in the next step I will be storing that contents to my another register R1, which is been stated or specified in my instruction itself. So that is why I will be moving from my temporary register to my R1 register. So that is why it is been specified it here as Z out R1 in. Next I will be stating with my end instruction which will be specifying the execution of the complete instruction is been completed. Fine, understood? This is how I will be writing the sequence of my complete instruction. So the fetching phase remains constant for every instructions whatever you will be carrying out. Well, basically I need to fetch an instruction from my memory, isn't it? So for fetching these 3 steps or whatever the contents I have been written, this remains constant for all the instructions which is been given in your example or whatever it has been given to you. So fetching an instruction remains the same and the execution starts from the next steps where you will be changing based on the operations which is been given in your instruction type. Fine, understood? This is what about your fetching phase and your execution phase. Complete, understood? Fine. So this is the sequence of your branch instruction. Now you got to know how the complete instruction execution of your complete instruction takes place. Now how the branch instruction is being takes place. So the branch instruction replaces the contents of the PC with an offset branch target address. So how I will be getting this branch target address? That is by adding the offset value X to the current value of your PC. So there might be 2 branch instructions, unconditional and conditional branch instruction. So here I will be writing the sequence for your unconditional branch instruction. So as I told you, always the fetching phase remains constant for each and every instructions whichever you will be going to carry out. So this fetching instruction remains the same, that is I will be loading the contents of PC to MAR and request a read operation, and I will be using the select 4 to increment my PC. That is why I have used an add and I have stored it to my temporary register Z. In the next step what I did is I loaded that result from my Z register to PC and I have saved that address in another temporary register Y, and I will be waiting until the MFC gets over and I will be loading back the contents to my instruction register. So now the instruction register, the value, the contents of the PC is being interpreted in IR by using an instruction decoding circuit. So the updated value of C, so that is why the offset field of your IR out. So I will be interpreting whatever the contents which is been stored in my IR. So that is been done by your what? Instruction decoding circuit. So the offset field of IR out and already the updated value of my PC is been stored in Y register. Directly I am carrying it down my add operation. So why? Because I have already sent to my Y register of my mux. Please remember of the organization diagram which I have been written in your previous class, so that I will be having a mux value which I will be sending a constant for, that will be connected to your ALU, isn't it? So the input value A and B which will be sent to my processor bus. So A and B values will be fed it out. So my updated value PC, the B input will be already fed it out, and I am transferring the offset value X through my IR register. So directly I am carrying it out my addition operation. So that added value I will be storing the result to my Z temporary register. Again from my Z I will be loading back to my PC and I will be ending up the operation. So this is how I will be carrying out my branch instruction. So the same type how I carried out to my complete instruction execution, the same thing, but I am replacing the contents of PC with my branch target address. So how I obtain that branch target address? That is by adding the offset value X. Fine, understood? This is what all about your branch instruction. So in the next class we shall know about the performance consideration and how the complete processor gets operates, and what are the features that will be available in your complete processor. Fine, so we shall meet up in your next class. Thank you all.